welcome Congressman Kendrick Meek. How are you, sir?
More? No? Okay. Well, I'm glad to be here. These are raindrops on my shoulder. And I did land. My flight was like maybe an hour late or so. That's what happens when you don't have a state plane to fly on. Just like the regular folks. Sat emergency row, which I call a poor man's first class. Which is great. I don't know if you've been outside recently, but it is pretty dark out there and pretty wet. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm so glad that you've decided to have a candidates forum to be able to hear from those of us that are running for statewide office. And I know that you heard from, as far as I'm concerned, and I come as a congressman, but I also come as a candidate for the United States Senate next November. And I think it's very, very important because Florida, we have so many things that we are not leading in right now. And it's very serious business, and I'm trying to make light of it in some areas, but I can't tell you, those of you that are here, all of you are small business people. You're folks that are trying to keep your business afloat. Many of you have come to Washington, D.C. over the years. I've been there for 7 years. Some of you have come to Washington, to Tallahassee when I was there in the state legislature. Some of you even go as far back as seeing my mother when she was in Tallahassee, Congresswoman Kendrick Meek, and I heard her referred to as former Congresswoman. We still refer to her as Congresswoman in the House, and she responds to it, and so don't you dare put former in front of it. I got to tell you this, it's great. My mom, I'll get a call from her. We talk every day. I'm a big mama's boy, I would admit it. And I'll be 43 next month. And every now and then she'll call and there'll be some issue because she's always clipping things out of the newspaper. I get home, just go into the bed. This is what I read. And, I had the nerve to get her subscription to a number of periodicals, and she'll say, did you read this in Time? And this is very interesting. Florida, to be able to make that decision if they wanted smaller class sizes. And I know that sold homes because when it comes down to how are the schools, that's the big question when it comes down to the 2.5 kids. And so we built a better environment for the children of the state of Florida. Now, me being an urban legislator, me being from a place where I was on the Ag Committee at one point and the vice chair, and because I came running in here straight from the car, I will take any questions that you have at this time. And, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, let me just say this, since I'm in the, okay, well then I'm going to finish here, and I'm going to finish in 4 minutes. Let me just make this last point. I can't come here without saying something about health care, because I think it's something that's very, very important that all of you, and we're a part of here in the state. This health care issue is crippling business, and it's crippling individuals here in this state. We have over 3,500 Floridians that are losing their health care every week. That's 3,500. No matter who you are losing your health care. The only coverage that we have outside of, you may say, employer coverage here in the state is called Cover Florida. So when we look at this issue, when it comes down to a public plan or a no public plan, this is about taking the cost of health care down. And I'm pleased to see that the president, some people, he's getting hit left and right on it. But I'm glad that he had enough courage to be able to step out there and say, no, we're going to deal with this health care issue, and we're going to deal with it now because the cost continues to go up. And yeah, if there's a better idea outside of a public plan, I would like to hear it, because it is the backbone to make sure that we don't continue to go through the kind of attrition that we have now. Yes, 1 out of 5 Floridians don't have insurance. Most of us in this room, because you're small business people, majority of you do have insurance, but you don't have the kind of insurance that you feel that you need to have if something was to happen. And I can tell you from someone that has family members that have been terminally ill in this country, in this state, I know what it means for someone to have inadequate health care. And I can tell you right now, to be able to bring the level of health care that's needed for this state, especially this state, where we're 50th, 49th, bouncing back and forth, and children that are uninsured. Thank God we passed S-CHIP to allow Florida Kid Care to be able to put more slots in to insure more children, even though we haven't put dollars into advertising there. But this health care issue is going to be the issue not only of this campaign, but the next campaign afterwards. So when we talk about bringing the cost down, I'm closing. Talk about bringing the cost down. We have to talk about it in a way that's sensible. And I can tell you there are going to be people that are going to be using it as another agenda, but I can tell you in the final analysis, the reason why we're not at the point of where we are now, because people did not have the guts or the fortitude to see it through. When you're dealing with health care, you're dealing with a lot of money. A lot of money that you wish that it could do if you get yourself in a situation. It's about making money, ladies and gentlemen. And it's okay to make money, but not on the backs of life and well-being. So when we go back to Washington, please stay tuned in that. Please contact your congressman. Please join me in the breakout room down here to the right. I understand that's where I'll be able to